here at Old Trafford we are underway. Manchester United against Fulham in Barclays Premier League. United wearing their traditional red jerseys, white shorts, dark socks, playing from left to right as we look down, defending the Stretford end. And Fulham in their home strip, the white shirts, the dark shorts, the white socks, and a lot of changes. If you missed the team news earlier on, Rennie Mullenstein has really swung the axe from that FA Cup defeat to Sheffield United during the week. He's dropped Hangeland and Dempsey and Parker, and these are experienced names who you'd imagine that the sort of players that you would need to roll up your sleeves in a trip to Old Trafford, Jimmy Arfield.
Yeah, so I talked about managers making decisions, this is what managers have to do, and I think he's trying to give a message to all the players in the club. The game against Sheffield United was a disaster in his opinion, and they ran the people around the club, so consequently, alright, if you're not going to do it, let's see if these lads will do it for me.
Well, the Fulham team, and I'm pretty sure these 11 players will never have played alongside each other before. Martin Stekelenburg, the goalkeeper. Back four, Sasha Rita, Dan Byrne, Johnny Heitinga and John Honorisa. William Christ, Ryan Tunnicliffe and Steve Sidwell in midfield. Lewis Holtby and Kieran Richardson on the wings. And Malmer Tankovic is the striker up front, wearing number 43. He's a Swede, he's about 5'10" tall, and he's just been easily beaten in the air by Nemanja Bilic, who's back in the team for Manchester United today, having announced earlier on this week that he will be leaving the club at the end of the season. This is Bilic's first appearance since that red card against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge.
If he starts playing well between now and the end of the season, amazing. Things never happen in football, Conor, until they actually happen. You're not saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But I think he's had to him, since his injury, I don't think he's been quite the same player. But I think this is a big period for him now, between now and the end of the season.
Vidic on the ball at the moment. Alex Ferguson, of course, famously said he was leaving before he did, and I'm sure that influenced him then to keep it as a surprise until the actual departure happened at the end of last season. Carrick drops deep just to collect possession there, and Michael Carrick at the moment in what's virtually a central defensive position, which he did have to play for almost all of the game at Stoke when Manchester United lost last Saturday, and there was injuries picked up by Jones and Evans. Neither of those two involved in the starting lineup today. Juan Mata's in possession. Just his second game for Manchester United at Old Trafford. Played away at Stoke last weekend. Smalling to the near touchline to Raphael, a little bit of space. Richardson comes to close it down, wearing the gloves. It slipped through to Ashley Young. Here comes the cross from the right-hand side, headed away by big Dan Byrne. They don't have Hangeland today, Fulham, but Dan Byrne is pretty much as tall. Manchester United dominating possession in the early stages. 0-0 on 5 line. The cross sent in from the left from Patrice Evra. Stankovic controls on the edge of the penalty area. Sidwell rolls it back to Sasha Rita, and Fulham clear it away. Let's go back to the Six Nations in Paris. Ian Carter.
Rampant start to the second half for France. Wesley Fofana has just gone over in the corner. He ran home from around 30 metres. A brilliant finish from the French centre. Superb conversion from Dusan. So 2 converted tries in the opening exchanges of the second half, and France suddenly are 23-3 ahead.
Thank you, Ian. First quarter of the game for Manchester United on the right-hand side. We've played 4 minutes. Manchester United 0, Fulham 0 on 5 line. Mata runs across with an urgency in his step to place this ball. It'll be a left-footed delivery. Just flicks his hair back behind his ear. Swings in the cross, left-footed in swinging. It was a good corner, actually. It's headed away by Byrne, and Rooney will pick up the pieces on the edge of the box. Excellent pass. Back to Mata on the right-hand side. His left-footed cross comes off Sidwell. Fulham haven't cleared it away just yet. Ryan Tunnicliffe, who's only left Manchester United, and here he is playing against his former employers, coming away with possession, but Fulham can't hold it out of their own half, and it's little Raphael on the halfway line. The rain has started to fall steadily here at Old Trafford, and Manchester United go all the way back to the goalkeeper De Gea.
There's four in a line at the back for Fulham, 4 across midfield really, and it looks to me as though Tankovic is the main striker. Hope is the man who's given the job, I think, of joining up with it.
Yeah. Here come Manchester United with Ashley Young on the left wing, and he's been closed down, and Ryan Tunnicliffe is there, and he clears it away to the halfway line. But there's no one up there for Fulham to even challenge for the ball. And Manchester United, I think it's going to be a long afternoon for these Fulham defenders who are already digging in with a line of 6 across the edge of the penalty area. Yeah, but it's up to Manchester United to break them down, Jimmy.
Yeah, sorry, Colin. I think the thing is that really the point is that what they're trying to do is let's not give a goal away early on. I'm pretty sure that's what Mullenstein has said to them.
Let's see how that game plan develops as Carrick gives possession to Evra on the left wing. He's got Young ahead of him. He's got Van Persie in the penalty area. Evra rolls it in ahead of Van Persie. And another Dutchman, Martin Stekelenburg, comes out and dives at his feet. And Fulham's goalkeeper has possession.
Mata started on the right side of midfield. Interesting one, really. Left-footed player, basically.
By the way, they're hoping for more noise at Old Trafford this afternoon. They've introduced this singing section, which has been used for the first time in the Premier League. They trialled it in a Champions League game earlier on in the season. But the far right-hand corner of the stadium for us is a dedicated singing section. Here comes Ashley Young into the penalty area, crossing it towards Rooney. Good ball, but headed away by Dan Burn, and that's going to go out for another corner. A corner for Manchester United in front of this new singing section. They have singing sections in your day, Jimmy.
No,
I think everyone's
they were always singing, yeah. They were all happy then.
You didn't have to be in a designated section. Right, here comes the corner. Manchester United got 4 players on the edge of the penalty area. Here comes the delivery from Rooney. Goalkeeper comes and punches. Ashley Young gathers on the edge of the box, and it's taken off his toe by Richardson. It's 2-on-2 now if Fulham can be quick enough. Passes to the left-hand side to Lewis Holtby. Raphael is closing him down. Manchester United got defenders back now. Holtby veers in field. Fulham are into the Manchester United half, but they've now got 8 defenders behind the ball.
Yeah, Holtby was a bit caught then, I thought. He really should have gone forward. He put the ball. He was out on the left-hand side. He got his left foot on the ball, but played it backwards. I think 2-on-2, he should have had a go for it.
Fulham, who failed to score in 8 of their last 12 away games and already look to be digging in with a very deep formation at the start of this game at Old Trafford. 7 minutes, 21 seconds, Manchester United 0, Fulham 0. And a throw-in for Fulham just down below us.
There's no out-and-out flank player on this side for Manchester United. I didn't say earlier on, I think I might have been tempted if I'd have been David Moyes, give Valencia a game here, really stretch this back forward. I thought Fulham would play it tight, try and play it tight. So consequently,
under pressure on the edge of the 6-yard box, and he just hesitated there, Nemanja Vidic. Steve Sidwell came forward to close him down, and Vidic just swept the ball away out of the penalty area, and there's a bit of relieved applause around Old Trafford for the home fans.
Yes, I think he knew what he was doing, Vidic there, He wasn't really under pressure. He looked a bit desperate for the crowd, but I think he was under control of it.
Manchester United players wearing black armbands in memory of the Munich air disaster. Here comes Ashley Young up to the edge of the penalty area again. Sidwell gets a touch. The ball ricochets back to Young again. Now Patrice Evra picks it up on the left-hand side into Darren Fletcher. The rain swirling down around him. And Manchester United up to come on the right-hand side. Just Smalling chips it into the penalty area. No one on the end of it for Manchester United. Fletcher, though, arrives, knocks it back in again into the centre. And Johnny Heitinger is there, the Dutchman, to clear the ball away. Sidwell controls 10 yards outside the penalty area. And Fulham should be able to clear here. Sidwell will be put under pressure by Rooney. And he's fouled by Rooney. And a free kick to Fulham midway inside their own half. Jimmy Arm.
Yeah, just gives Fulham a little bit of respite there. They were under a little bit of pressure, I thought. There were 2 good headers out at the back. I thought the central defender did really well, Heitinger, for get that first one away.
Yeah, he's brought in a bit of experience, as Fulham seen at the back with Heitinger. Interesting that he's opted to put Hangeland, who's a mainstay in defence for Fulham in recent seasons, that he's opted to put him on the bench today. And here's young Dan Burn, who's been out on loan for the earlier part of the season, brought back in January. He's played pretty much every game as well since coming back, Burn. Very tall central defender. Manchester United have possession on the halfway line, and Mata veers in field. I interviewed David Moyes in the tunnel here at Old Trafford after the last home game when they beat Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Cardiff, and I asked him about what were his instructions to Mata that night. It was his debut, and he said he was very happy for him to have a free roll. Here's Van Persie in the penalty area, up to shoot. Very good challenge from Sasha Reed there, just as Van Persie was about to pull the trigger, and the shot didn't get more than 1 foot away from his boot. Here is Mata picking it up for Manchester United. Back to Fletcher, not aware that he'd Holtby bearing down behind him. No one gave him the shout. And there's groans around Old Trafford as Fulham clear the ball away. That was very nearly a chance for Van Persie.
It was a terrific challenge, you're right, by Reed there. I thought Van Persie was a little bit slow, actually. I thought he was trying to be too careful. But it was a very good challenge. I thought he was just going to, as you say, pull the trigger. He could have been no more than, 7 or 8 yards from the goal.
Van Persie, who has scored 2 in 2 games since returning from injury, Remember, himself and Rooney were both out injured at the same time, and Manchester United endured a quite miserable spell, but then both back in the team last weekend, and Manchester United lost at Stoke. Wayne Rooney, in World Cup year, has yet to score in 2014. There's been another try at Paris. Let's go back and hear about the Six Nations with Ian Carter.
And another try for France, an absolute beauty, beautifully poached by Fofana in midfield as he made the interception. He fed Uge, and then he managed to offload to Hugo Bonneval on his debut, son of Eric Bonneval, and over for a debut try, and France go ever further clear, 28-3 with the conversion to come.
Thanks very much, Ian, with Ireland winning in Wales yesterday. Interesting next game. Ireland go to Twickenham to play England. If they win that, it could set it up for a potential Grand Slam decider when France hosts Ireland on the last day of the Six Nations. So quite a bit of rugby to play, but that prospect of two nations, both with a chance of a Grand Slam meeting on the last day, the last game of the tournament, remains alive. Here at Old Trafford, Manchester United coming forward. Patrice Evra goes for goal. He was a long way out, and he was almost as far off target. 0-0.
Yes, I think he got it in one. He was miles away.
2 goals this season for Evra.
I wonder whether Rooney Williams has said to his players, look, we'll try and keep it tight at the back in the first 10 or 15 minutes. Manchester United's home form has not been good, not what they're used to, the crowd. A little bit of indecision at times. That was another one from Evra there, They're trying to frustrate Manchester United. Manchester United looking for the breakthrough.
Yes, René Molstein in the visitors' dugout this evening. As Van Persie here comes to attack a ball that was played into the penalty area by Rooney. Stekelenburg, the goalkeeper, came out and was unsure, and it's been put out, well, just out by the corner flag, and I think the referee says that the goalkeeper was fouled in the build-up to that, so it's a free kick. We welcome listeners tuned away right around the world on BBC's World Service to Old Trafford in Manchester, where the rain has just subsided, and it's still 0-0 between Manchester United, last season's champions, and Fulham, who are currently bottom of the Premier League.
It was a lovely ball from Rooney. They need to get him in the game, really. He's the man, really, who prizes the opening to Manchester United, I think. And I thought he was a bit unlucky there, Van Persie, honest, to have a free kick.
Oh, Vidic slips to the back for Manchester United, being put under pressure by Tankovic. This young 18-year-old, Vidic recovers and rolls the ball in field and to the goalkeeper, David De Gea. And it's Fletcher who brings the ball up towards the halfway line. Evra is with him further on the left-hand side, and Manchester United move into Fulham territory. A 1-2 between Evra and Rooney. Evra's up to the edge of the penalty area now. Just checks his run. Gives it back to Rooney in the green booth. Carrick, nice ball, hits the penalty area. Ashley Young crosses low. Sean Anarisa is the best positioned player, and he can clear it away.
Well, there's an opportunity there, really. There's a poor cross that from Ashley Young. Just played it along the ground, really. Just wanted to lift in a little bit. Rooney, who's in position on the 6-yard box.
Manchester United get it back, but they are deep inside their own half. It's 0-0 here on 5 Live. And this is Raphael on the right-hand side. Gets to a crossing position, and he's ballooned it. Completely oversits the cross, goes out of play on the far side, and that will be a goal kick to Fulham, who are doing okay here in the opening 14 minutes.
Not as an attacking force or not, but they're doing a defensive job, certainly. The reason I mentioned Valencia, when Ian was asking me about the team selection, I said perhaps instead of Fletcher, certainly in the early part of the year, to go for it. Because what's happening is Raphael came up there, right back, and he crossed it. Well, I was going to say like a right back, but there have been right backs who could cross the ball.
One or two of them, one sitting alongside me who captained England to the outfield.
I didn't like to be too much.
This is Mata in the centre circle for Manchester United, gives it back to Carrick, and this is Vidic. And over to Evra on the far side. Did you have to push forward as much as the fullbacks do these days, Jimmy?
Well, I did, I must be honest, yes, I did. I felt, we should try and impose yourself, on the other team. That's what football's about, sure. I think. I've always felt that.
Fulham not quite imposing themselves on Manchester United, but increasingly it looks like 2 up front now, with Tankovic being joined by Lewis Holtby in an advanced position. Sidwell has possession for the visitors, gives it back to tall Dan Burn, now forward to the halfway line. Richardson tried a little flick there which didn't come off, and Smalling will pick up the pieces. And the singing section are doing their best here at Old Trafford, but it's gone rather quiet for a capacity crowd of 76,000 people. Manchester United enjoying possession, but yet have a proper shot on target. This is Evra on the halfway line, back to Fletcher, and across now to the number 16, to Michael Carrick, who the ball deflected wickedly off him from that opening goal for Stoke last weekend.
Yeah, I mean, so that ball there from Carrick, he's just inside Fulham's half, and he hit it over the top of everybody to Fulham's goalkeeper. Raphael, coming down this side just a moment before, hits the ball, all the time in the world to cross it, puts it way beyond everybody else. It's very uncharacteristic of Manchester United players, you know, particularly in the last few seasons, to do that.
Rooney, Mata and Van Persie all starting together for the first time on the Old Trafford pitch.
It's all about confidence, Colin.
Yes.
Confidence, very important.
Well, I was speaking to Ian Payne, earlier on this afternoon, building up to this game, and in the old days, you'd come here to Old Trafford, you always thought they had a late goal in them, no matter what the circumstance. And just lately, that feeling hasn't been there, and that probably is confidence.
Well, I think Alex Ferguson was terrific at mind games, wasn't he? You know, and he used to tell people who played to the last minute, and he had this business with the watch and the linesman. You know, it always had it going. The fourth official, sorry.
Tankovic runs in there to try and close down. Patrice Evra, Manchester United hold on to possession. Carrick has it midway into the Fulham half. Left hand side, it's 0-0 here on 5 Live. Evra rolls the ball into Ashley Young. He's been surrounded by defenders on that left wing. Gives it back to Patrice Evra again. And still the cross, they wait for it, picks out Rooney, good ball, low into the penalty area. Rooney tries to control, falls to his feet, there's a cross to the back post, and Reesa takes no chances and puts it out for a corner. Rennie Mullenstein in the build-up to this game in the press conference said that he did ring Alex Ferguson in recent weeks to ask him for a little bit of advice. I wonder what specific advice Alex Ferguson would give you on how to play against Manchester United at the moment. That is a telephone call you'd love to eavesdrop in on. This is Rooney. I'm not sure if he'd help him in that specific nature. Rooney's cross from the right hand side, headed away by Sidwell, and Van Persie gets a header, but he's in an offside position, and the linesman's flag is up, and that is a free kick for Fulham inside their penalty area. It is still 0-0, and we've now played 17 minutes at Old Trafford, and while Mullenstein has left out a lot of established players, there's no Parker, there's no Dempsey, there's no Hangeland, but he seemed doing okay here away from home and still scoreless.
Yes, well, you know, he's got through the first, 18 minutes or so. The Hayes had nothing to do at all, but it's still 0-0.
Fulham have lost 13 of their last 16 league games, including the last 4. And it was last weekend that they finally dropped to the very bottom of the Premier League. It was at Craven Cottage on Tuesday, jumped out of the FA Cup by League One Sheffield United.
That was a blow for him, you know, Conor.
Well, that was a blow.
You know, in front of your own fans as well. A friend of mine is he's a season ticket holder at the cottage, and he said, you know, he really did floor than that.
Yeah. It was a poor performance, and take nothing away from Nigel Clough's team, second bottom in League One, a great win for them. But Fulham, they just didn't threaten. Toothless, harmless performance. Here is Holtby on the ball, 10 yards outside the penalty. Good ball in. Oh, Sidwell's through here, and Steve Sidwell opens the scoring for Fulham at Old Trafford. And what about this? We wondered, was Rennie Mullenstein being brave, or was he being stupid? Was one of the words used to describe his team selection. It might well be that this is the bravest gamble of the year, and the Fulham fans could be the beneficiaries of it. What a season for Manchester United, already beaten 10 times under David Moyes, and tonight they find themselves behind at home to the team at the very bottom of the Premier League. Steve Sidwell takes it brilliantly, and with 20 minutes played, it's Manchester United 0, Fulham 1.
Nothing like football, is there, eh? They could turn things like the crowd now shouting United, United. And it was a real blow to the back. You could see actually it was happening. There was a bit of casualness coming into the play, and when it was chipped over the top there was a yawning gap in Manchester United's defence. Where on earth ever it was, I don't know. If the left full-back position, because Sidwell or the midfield player with him was galloped all the way, and he really had a free range really to put the ball into the goal. It was a lovely chip in. It was Holtby, wasn't it, who chipped the ball in?
Yeah, and it was really good ball played in from the man on loan. I mean,
beautiful
chip ball in, and you got to credit Sidwell, who gambled. I mean, he made that run before he knew the pass would come. But what about this? I mean, football, funny old game and all that, but my word, Fulham, bottom of the Premier League, at their lowest ebb of the season, they come here to Old Trafford. They pick a very bizarre team with more youthful, inexperienced players than established ones. But what about this? Manchester United 0, Fulham 1. A reminder earlier on today, Tottenham 1, Everton 0 at White Hart Lane. Big challenge for David Moyes here now on 5 Live. This should be an enthralling listen for the next hour and a half or so. Cross from Ashley Young from the far side. It was right-footed and in swinging. Byrne got underneath it. Only as far as Fletcher. Fletcher's header forward intercepted by Steve Sidwell, the goal scorer, and Fulham were able to break up towards the halfway line. So Sidwell's goal coming just before the 20th minute mark. He is Fulham's top scorer this season. Here come Manchester United, who prior to the goal had enjoyed all the territory, all the possession. Van Persie in the penalty area, crosses from the left foot too high for Rooney. It'll be picked up by Raphael on the right hand side. He's across towards the back post, volleyed over the crossbar by Van Persie. It was a tight angle, but he put it well wide. It remains Manchester United 0, Fulham 1.
Is it going to be one of those days? I keep asking myself. There, I've heard that 1,000 times in football over the years. Well, they had the ball. It was a nice little chip over from Raphael, and I would say Van Persie would be what? No more than a yard or 2 yards perhaps from the far post. I call that a sitter. I would go for him. I would have, on his left foot, I would have said that was a sitter. And he's put it into the crowd. What a chance that was to get back in right away and get the crowd going in on Manchester United.
The last 11 times the Fulham have come here to Old Trafford, they have lost. But this afternoon, bottom of the Premier League, they have opened the scoring against last season's champions. And singing section or not, there's a stunned silence around Old Trafford.
You've got to give Sidwell a bit of credit too, you know. He took the chance and he ran into the box. It was a good run from midfield, you know, and he steered it over well. The here had no chance of saving it anyway.
His 7th of the season, Steve Sidwell. I remember being at Sellers Park earlier on in the campaign. He scored a real cracker. Here comes Evra up from full-back of the left-hand side for Manchester United. Infield is Darren Fletcher, and a terrible ball, way too high, over Raphael, and more groans and more grumbles. And the natives are restless at Old Trafford. Manchester United, they're not clicking.
To our right are the Fulham supporters, those who know the Old Trafford ground in the right-hand corner. They really are making themselves, the noise you can hear is the Fulham supporters cheering their team on. Now, the Manchester United got it in, and this is the key issue now.
Vidic gets it back off Smalling, got a retreat midway inside his own half. Carrick picks up possession for Manchester United, dropping deep. Opie doing great running and charging, almost makes an interception. Fulham playing with a bounce in their step that you would not have believed possible had you been at Craven Cottage on Tuesday night. Evra comes in field, gives it to Juan Mata, who we've not mentioned too often in the early stages here. Now, a couple of step overs from Ashley Young. He's done well to beat the fullback. Again, though, the cross doesn't pick out a teammate, and Fulham can head it out of the penalty area. Richardson will battle with Raphael, and Holtby nips in, wins the ball for Fulham. Same possession back to Risa, who clears up towards Tankovic, the 18-year-old, who's making his first Premier League start. Just 2 substitute appearances in the top flight before today for Malmer Tankovic. Here he is leading the line at Old Trafford.
He's going to get a bit lonely.
So that's a good ball. Ashley Young to Raphael on the near touchline. Risa standing off him, doesn't lunge in at all. Raphael's got time to look up, picks a short pass to Mata, back to the Brazilian again. Raphael's cross takes a deflection that was going on target, and Stekelenburg has to make a save. It came off the shins of Risa, and Fulham survived.
Yes, it could have been a little bit difficult for that. I thought Stekelenburg did well. He held on to it. I've seen those, you know, where goalkeepers struggled on the near post to get to it.
Both these sides lost in the Premier League last weekend. Manchester United have lost 5 of their last 8 games. Is it possible it could become 6 out of 9? What would those consequences be? David Moyes has come out to stand on the edge of the technical area. Shiny dark shoes, dark trousers, padded, warm jacket, pointing his finger to the right-hand side, the direction which Manchester United are playing. 24 minutes. Manchester United 0. Fulham 1. Smalling's on the ball. Chests it down for himself. Passes along the turf to Raphael. Richardson has come out to close him down. He cracks it under his studs, gives it to Carrick. Rooney's on the edge of the tee. Carrick again. Good work rate from Fulham, not allowing Manchester United any space on the ball. Evra gives it in low to Juan Mata. Mata tries to scoop it into the penalty area, but it's intercepted. And Heitlinger clears it. There's no one to clear it to. He literally just clears his line, sends it long into the Manchester United half.
Yes, they've given Manchester United a problem. You've got to get past us now. And you're going to have to do it really by moving a little bit sharper than they are. I think they're finding the players, but quite often the passes are going sideways, you know. There's not much in forward. I think Van Persie's offside, you know.
Right to the ball, there's no flag. Van Persie onside, crosses from the left, controlled by Richardson and put out for a throw in on the near side. Well, Fulham have come here looking to dig in, looking to play deep, and for that tactic to be victorious, you've got to nick a goal down the other end. That part of the plan has worked so far, but it's going to be a long, long game if they're to try and hold out here for 65 more minutes. But they're so deep here. I mean, the furthest advanced Fulham player is still 10 yards inside his own half. This is Carrick, who's in a deep position. Oh, poor pass. Intercepted. Holtby heads it on towards Tankovic. He feels the full force of Vidic cannon into him from behind. Fulham have possession wide on the right-hand side. William Fisk, one of the new signings. He's come on loan from Stuttgart. Just his second appearance for Fulham since joining on transfer deadline day. And then a long ball is played forward towards Tankovic and he gets nowhere near it. Vidic is dominating those exchanges. The crowd finds their voice at Old Trafford. Manchester United come down the left. Good, powerful run from Ashley Young into the penalty area. Crosses it for Byrne, who's won quite a lot in the air in these early exchanges. Carrick gets it back for Manchester United. Evra heads it into the penalty area. Big Byrne underneath that again. Richardson helps it on. Then it's chested down by Carrick, who shoots in a half volley, and that's deflected down by a defender. Falls for Mata. Good ball. Throws it backwards. Real chance. Stekelenburg makes the save to deny Ashley Young, and Rooney picks it up, and Manchester United remain on the attack. Low ball from the left-hand side. Wallops clear from Heitinger. And I tell you what, it's a great atmosphere here because Manchester United are throwing everything forward and Fulham defending for their lives. Raphael crosses, Stekelenburg's fingertips, back to him again from Ashley Young, and the goalkeeper gathers it at the second attempt. Manchester United 0, Fulham 1 in the Premier League.
That was a good save. Stekelenburg, I thought it was from Young, the first one. I thought actually it might have made it a bit more difficult for the Fulham goalkeeper, but full marks to him.
David Moyes plays ball boy, gets it quickly to Raphael, wants his team to get on with this. Does feel like a cup tie, doesn't it? I was at a cup tie that Fulham were involved in on Tuesday that felt like an under-10s match. This feels like a proper helter-skelter encounter at Old Trafford. And Manchester United, make no mistake, are up against it now. They've got to show their calibre. Stekelenburg with the ball in his hands, and he'll take as long as he can. Fulham out to frustrate Manchester United. And they love it. That's a big chance to try and dampen any confidence David Moyes' team has. Carrick has it midway inside the Fulham half. Gives it to Fletcher. And it's effortless for Manchester United to get into the Fulham half. And that's when the visitors begin to close them down. Rooney, good cross from the right-hand side, but headed away by Sasha Rita. Sidwell gets in ahead of Fletcher. Fletcher though has done well. And Reese is there to pick up the pieces to clear away long for Fulham, but gives it straight to Smalling. And every time Fulham clear it away, it's like hitting the ball against a brick wall. Comes straight back to them. The cross this time from Fletcher on the right hand side. Carrick hits another volley. Close, but wide. It was good technique from Michael Carrick, but it's off target to the right hand side. And it's still Manchester United 0, Fulham 1 on 5 Live and the World Service of the BBC.
Yeah, it's a good shot by Carrick. He must have been about 25 yards out. It's a very good volley. It's just gone wide, but it's enough, you know, to just keep the crowd going, really. They've got the crowd behind it now. Fulham are winning all the crosses that are coming in. The two central defenders, very good, I think. Byrne and Heitinger. Can they hold on? That's the important thing for them.
Rooney's playing a very advanced position now. Mata does a nutmeg on Byrne, gets into the penalty area, crosses with the outside of his left boot, a low cross intercepted by the German Riesler, and he clears it out for a Manchester United throw. That was good to watch from Juan Mata, an injection of pace, bit of clever skill with the nutmeg, but he couldn't find a teammate with the cross. This is Evra on the left-hand side for Manchester United, 6 teammates ahead of him. He gets to the corner angle of penalty area. It's a crowded penalty area. Lots of Fulham defenders in there, lots of Manchester United attackers. Young is held up on the left-hand side, gives it to Carrick, up to Smalling, who's playing like a midfielder. Smalling into the penalty area, back out again, and to Raphael. And the work rate from Fulham in evidence. They sprint and close down and don't allow the home side enough time on the ball. Now Fletcher's got a little bit of space, crosses towards the back post, and up goes Van Persie, and he heads it down, but there's no one to finish it off. That's Fulham cleared up. There was 3 Fulham players in the 6-yard box. If there'd been one Manchester United player, he'd have scored.
Yeah, they did well to get that away. That was the best move, I think, that United have had. They put 2 or 3 passes together quickly, and the ball came into the 6-yard box quickly as well.
Fulham fans enjoying this. Manchester United fans finding their voice in support of their team. Evra on the ball again on the left-hand side. The goal from Steve Sidwell came just before the midway point in the first half here at Old Trafford. Mata, dispossessed of possession just on the edge of the box. Fulham cleared away, and immediately the Manchester United central defenders just pick it up on the halfway line. Carrick looks to stretch things a little bit, floats it out to the near touchline, controlled by Raphael. Infield to Darren Fletcher. Now Mata rolls it back out to the left-hand side to Evra, who's seen a lot of the ball in the early stages here. We've played over half an hour now. Evra turns back at himself, gives it to Ashley Young. Now a short ball to Carrick. Fulham with everyone behind the ball. Smalling looks up, doesn't fancy giving it into the box. To the right-hand side, Raphael, here's across, back post looking for Rooney. Rita gets there again, and it goes out of play. Can Fulham possibly hold on the way they're playing, Jimmy Armstrong?
Yes, the 2 fullbacks, Evra and Raphael, are getting more of the ball than anybody. They're getting more space anyway. That was one of the reasons why I said to you, I could see this happening, but that's why I thought Valencia might have been a better choice, really.
Sure.
Because he used to, coming into the flank and he'd perhaps get past somebody. As it is now, they're just knocking balls into the box. And so far, the 2 Fulham central defenders in particular, but the 2 fullbacks as well, to be fair, are doing a good job for Fulham. And the goalkeeper made one clearance just a moment ago. I thought it was important from Young.
That's the voice of Jimmy Armfield, former England captain, watching this game with us here at Old Trafford on 5 Live in the World Service. And Manchester United have a free kick here, midway inside the Fulham half. Rooney stands over it, right-footed delivery, and once again it's that tall figure of Dan Burn who rises highest to head the ball out of the penalty area for Fulham. He's had a very good game so far, the youngster. Rooney gets it back again, close to the halfway line. Sends it out low to Ashley Young. Now pace. Now into the penalty area. Left-hand side crosses, save for the goalkeeper. Greg Clifford holds onto the ball.
Great take. Frankly, poor cross. If Stecklenburg had to take that, he'd got out for a throw-in on the other side, I think. So much pace on it. Fulham a track though inside their own penalty area. You would think really the weight of pressure will tell on them. But United have got to prize the opening, of course, but I would think the weight of pressure will tell. They've got to try and get out of their own box more than they are, Fulham.
Well, over the years at Old Trafford, we've seen many clubs come here and try and park the bus. Fulham have got their goal. Will this current Manchester United side be able to break them down? This is David Moyes' 39th game in charge of the club. He's lost 10 before today. Smalling cushions a header down for Vidic, and Fulham don't even bother. They don't even try to close down the centre half. It's all about defending in their own half, not pushing forward and leaving gaps behind. Raphael comes on the right-hand side. 33 minutes now on the clock. Sidwell's goal the difference. Fulham leading 1-0. Sidwell wins the ball, but he fouls Mata in the process. Mata takes the free kick immediately and gets it back again from Smalling. Juan Mata, Manchester United's new record signing, wearing the number 8, the jersey vacated by Anderson. This is Darren Fletcher. He's got to retreat back into his own half and give it to Nemanja Vidic once again. Fulham just shift as a unit from left to right across the field as Manchester United come down that channel. With Ashley Young in field to Michael Carrick. United going right to left, back to right again, hoping to expose a little gap in the Fulham defence. They've got it to Van Persie here in the penalty area. Sidwell with a real crushing challenge in the box. He's been careful not to foul him. He wins the ball. He dribbles 360 degrees. Van Persie actually tackles Sidwell, but the loose ball spills back to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, he wanted to get a kick of the ball, I think. He hasn't done one yet, hardly. The one chance he's had, he's missed. But they're not getting, key players into the game, that's the problem. A lot of the play that Manchester United have had has come really from the 2 full-backs so far, because they're the ones in space.
Well, he's missed a few games with injury as Robin Van Persie. He was out for 7 weeks. But if you add up his games before that and 6 goals and 2 assists in his last 7 Premier League games, he is the best hope, you would imagine, for David Moyes' team getting back in this game. Vidic's possession on the centre circle.
He put money on him, wouldn't he, score most times he plays, really.
Scored against Cardiff the last home game here. Van Persie scored away against Stoke to briefly equalise things. before Charlie Adam got his second of the game at the Britannia last weekend. Here's Carrick, crosses into the box, controlled by Rooney, but that was a heavy touch that took him out of the penalty area. Evra now has it on the left-hand side, gives it short to Rooney once again. It's such a crowded penalty here. You'd swear they were defending a corner, and the ball is put out for a throw-in close to that corner flag on Manchester United's left as they come forward. It's a full house at Old Trafford, who've been stunned by Steve Sidwell's early goal here, and Fulham leading away from home in the Premier League and hoping to lift themselves off the bottom of the table this evening. And who'd have thought that would be possible? Rooney to Evra, and he did look to be in an offside position, Jimmy, but there was no flag once again. Fulham get it away.
He was clearly offside there. I thought he was anyway, with a fairly decent view of that. The linesman, to be frank, he was actually chasing towards the corner flag himself.
Yeah. Manchester United on the attack once again, which is a position they've been in for almost all of this game apart from kick-off. I mean, apart from the goal, Jimmy, I'm pretty sure that's the only touch of the ball Fulham have had in the opposition penalty area was that first time finish from Steve Sidwell for the goal. Otherwise, it's been everything in their own half.
It has, mainly in half. They did have one opportunity early on in the game, which was a bad pass, but it's Manchester United in the ascendancy, said.
Here comes the corner. Ashley Young swings it in for the pass, and it comes down in the 6-yard box, and Richardson clears it away. And this is Tankovic running unopposed to the halfway line. He's got Raphael ahead of him. Tankovic waits for Richardson on his left. He's found Richardson against his old club, and he puts it over the crossbar. My word, what a scene that was. Fulham breaking with pace all the way into the penalty area, and Kieran Richardson, who's only scored once this season, he really should have made it 2-0 to Fulham.
Well, that's the 38th minute. Whatever happens at the start could be a key moment in this match for Fulham. They did everything right. Richardson, great running off the ball. His finish was awful. He's an experienced player. He's on his left foot as well, and he's put it over the bar. If that had gone in, well, Fulham really would have had a totally different attitude to the game. But they were terrific break by Fulham there.
Tankovic did brilliantly, didn't he?
To
get the
just
pass.
waited, But really, Richardson, with all his experience, he should have been up better than that.
Back at his old stomping ground today, Kieran Richardson never really established himself for Alex Ferguson, was often sent out on loan. And he had an opportunity to score at Old Trafford at the Stretford end. He was only 12 yards out. De Gea narrowing the angle, but he ballooned it. Ballooned it over the crossbar.
I mean, it was the perfect scenario for him, really.
Yeah, left foot, perfect for it, perfect position. I think it was a rush of blood today. He closed his eyes and just walloped it rather than try to make it stop.
It was notable as well, Conor. When they broke, the midfield player who made the break, I think it was all good work anyway. But when they made the break, Manchester United's midfield was bypassed easily.
Yeah, it was Tankovic. He's only 18 years of age. He showed a real clean pair of heels. Here come Manchester United. 1 goal down here on 5 line. Carrick on the edge of the box. Right footed. Rooney to the back post. Rita got a very important touch there. Young back into the centre. Thatcher was arriving. Couldn't hit it. Carrick now. Great first touch. Shoot. Now back for Van Persie. 6-yard box. Deflected out for a corner. There was 4 chances. Rat-a-tat-tat back to back. But Manchester United cannot find the back of the net. We've played 39 minutes. Manchester United have got a corner. They trail Fulham 1-0.
Yeah. Fulham had 7 players then in their own 6-yard box. It was impossible to get a shot at goal. It's really exciting now. They put Van Persie on that one.
Stekelenburg did very well there. Here's Mata's corner. Headed by Vidic and saved by the goalkeeper again. It was a commanding header from Nemanja Vidic, but he put it straight at the goalkeeper. He needed it a foot or two either side.
Yes, he was right at him. Right at the goalkeeper. Good header by Vidic.
Yeah, powerful. Manchester United 0, Fulham 1. Steve Sidwell's goal. Manchester United, who have had a series of chances now, but have not been able to beat Martin Stekelenburg in this first half so far. Here is Van Mata, right-hand side of midfield, pulls it back on his left foot. Good ball in, Fletcher's arriving once again. Didn't get a clean touch. It flew under his boot, and it goes out for a goal kick here. So Fulham leading by a 1-0 in Manchester. Let's go to Paris France against Italy in the Six Nations. Ian Carter.
6.5 minutes to go. France 30, Italy 3, but controversy here because props from both sides have been sent off here. Rabah Slimani, the replacement prop for France, and Michele Vizzo for Italy after a fight that developed from a 5-metre scrum. It was at the advice of the television match official. So we have France down to 13 men because Baha Mahina was already in the bin as well, and Italy down to 14 men, and it's 33 to France.
Props will be missed when it comes to scrum time. They'll have to decide what to do there. In Paris, we'll be back to Ian Carter if there's any change in developments. Mata here stretches. That's a glorious touch. He pulled the ball down out of the air and sent in now a left-footed cross, which is only headed straight up into the sky by Heitinger. Manchester United get it back 7-8 yards outside the penalty area. This is Evra, left-footed cross, and a diving header away from Sidwell this time. Fulham have got all their players back in their defensive third. Smalling gives it to Mata on the right-hand side. That was a brilliant piece of control from the Spaniard, Jimmy Arthur.
Yes, it was terrific. Ball coming over his head, and he just pulled it down so comfortably.
It was like something you've seen Zinedine Zidane do. That's an offside flag raised in the penalty area against Patrice Evra. It was a cross-field ball from left to right. It was over his head, very close to the byline, and Mata just struck out that cultured left foot of his, and he trapped the ball as if it was just a little beanbag or something like that. Completely killed the pace out of it and delicately brought it under his control.
I think Manchester United has got a little bit frustrated in the last 5 minutes. They've had a lot of the ball, and a lot of the ball is going to the two fullbacks, Evra in particular, but quite a lot coming to Raphael as well. And they're not doing enough with the ball, I don't think. Well, that's not good enough for Manchester United.
3 minutes to go to half-time, and there will be boos at the whistle unless Manchester United get something here in the next 3 minutes.
Yeah. I think, they will, if Fulham will really want to just hold on till the break, it's so important really now for Fulham.
Carrick turns, gives it back to Vidic, and immediately the Fulham players all retreat back into their defensive formation. Carrick to Mata, who's now in a more central role. Started wide on the right by Mata, but now exploring other avenues. Evra, who's seen an awful lot of the ball in this first half, comes down the left wing, pushes it on to Ashley Young, back to Evra, corner angle of the box. Mata's over in the left wing now. Oh, beautiful balance to get away from Sidwell. Now the cross into the penalty area, it's headed down, Richardson clears it away. Manchester United had 6 players in the box there. Smalling to Raphael. Manchester United growing braver here, more adventurous, sending players forward. That might leave gaps at the back for a Fulham counter-attack later on. And there's another poor ball, this time from Mata, too high into the penalty area, and out for a goal kick. It is 1-0 to Fulham.
Fulham's central defenders have been very strong. The two fullbacks have been good at coming in, on the cross ball. They've both been good at coming in. And in front of them, the holding central midfield player has done his job as well. But I think what's frustrating Manchester United a little bit is they keep crossing balls in like Mata did then. Crossing balls, they've got to try and prize a route through, really, I think, as much as anything.
Fulham have only avoided defeat here in Old Trafford once in 51 years. There's no flag for Ashley Young, and it's a terrible cross again. Oh my word! It's chested over his own crossbar by John Onorito. What was he thinking? It was a cross from Ashley Young to the back post from where he hit it, and Rita, who clearly didn't realise the time he had, got caught in two minds. He chested the ball, and it nearly ended up inside his own net.
Yeah, well, it's a corner kick,
which Mata now takes. Left-footed. Rita with a much better header this time to clear it outside of the box. Comes back in though for Van Persie. Kills the pace out of it. Picks up Rooney. Now a good ball. Hits the penalty. Evra's up there. The slings. He was pushed in the back, which he probably was on the edge of the 6-yard box. But to be fair to Evra, he doesn't make much of an appeal about it. And that will be possession back with Stekelenburg, the Fulham goalkeeper.
He was on the floor before he headed it, really, Evra then. We've seen Evra though get in the box and score headers, he's a man who looks for the openings, he scores threats, actually he can do it quite a few times. We're down to the last minute, aren't we?
Well, 30 seconds of the first half to go, and the build-up in 5 Live. All our pundits in the studio were predicting a comfortable Manchester United victory here at home against the team at the bottom of the Premier League. But this is why we are enjoying such a good season, because quite literally anyone can beat anyone in this league this year. Raphael has been taken down to the right-hand side, and in the dying moments of the first half, with just 1 minute to be added on for stoppages, Manchester United have got a free kick in a very dangerous position, just outside the penalty area, right-hand side.
It was a silly thing, I thought, for Richardson to foul in there. Richardson, what he's done, he's just run into Raphael. Raphael wasn't going anywhere, in my opinion. Anyway, it's given Manchester United a free kick. Bad time to have a free kick in the last minute of the first half when you're winning 1-0.
Two-man wall erected, despite the tight angle. Mata standing over it with the red boots, waving his hand in a circular motion, describing where he wants his teammates to run. I think he wants them closer to the goal. Here comes the delivery, in swinging, headed up into the air by Vidic. It's going to come down to Tankovic. That's a very good header to Holtby. Fulham should clear this away. Lewis Holtby up towards Kieran Richardson, and Fulham break into the Manchester United half. Now, does Richardson have the pace? He does, to get into the penalty area. Sent in a low cross, looking to return it to Holtby, and under pressure, it was Wayne Rooney back there who put it out for a corner. Corner to Fulham in stoppage time at the end of the first half.
Great run by Richardson. I think he felt himself. He gave that free kick away. He did really well. He left Vidic. Vidic was lacking in pace there, really exposed. The 40-yard run, and Richardson was always in front. Corner kick.
It's a very interesting game to watch this, because with Manchester United pushing up and Fulham playing so deep, and then occasionally Fulham lightning fast with the counter-attack, you just get the feel that there could be more goals at both ends. There is the whistle for the end of the first half. Rene Mullenstein was very brave with his team selection. It's a gamble that's paying off so far at Jimmy Arthur. What about this at Old Trafford? Manchester United 0, Fulham 1.
And it could have been 2-0 quite easily. Manchester United must have had 90% of the possession. I don't know what the figures or statistics are, but really I think at times they've been lacking in what I call real quality, the Manchester United style. I don't think we've seen very much of Rooney, who's the key player for them. Fulham have done a good job on him, just behind the central striker. I think Van Persie, needs to up his game a little bit as well. He missed a very good chance. But as I said, goal, Richardson could have made it 2-0.
David Moyes is just walking down towards the tunnel, Ian Bay, and he's got a ghostly look at his face. Rene Mullenstein, a little smirk. This is football. This is Manchester United 0, Fulham 1.
Right, back to Old Trafford. Man United 0, bottom of the table, Fulham 1. Hello. Could be Rene's day. Jimmy Armfield, Conor McNamara.
Yeah, I think this could be a fascinating listen for the next 45 minutes on 5 Live, because we're about to see how good Manchester United are. We're about to see how good Fulham are, and we've been saying all day how brave Rene Mullenstein has been with his team selection. He's just about to get even braver, because enough of this hanging on and clinging to the 1-0 lead. He's about to bring on a striker. Darren Bent is coming on as a half-time substitute for Fulham, who lead thanks to Steve Sidwell's goal. Those stats that I heard Ian Wright just making reference there, absolutely remarkable. In the first half here, Manchester United had 46 crosses, more than one a minute. Fulham had 1. But it's Fulham who are in front, and that's football, Jimmy Arkin.
It's the one that counts. That's the main statistic. Of the 46 crosses, how many were good ones? That was the key issue. I mean, everybody's saying at half-time, well, we know they're all going to pile in the pressure now. Manchester United are going to run all over Fulham in the second half. They'll have to improve in the final third of the field if they're going to do that.
So the change for Fulham is that Darren Bent is coming on in place of Naumar Tankovic, this 18-year-old who was played up front, out of position, did very well in setting up a chance for Kieran Richards, which Richardson, if you weren't joined our way at that moment on 5 Live, he could have made it, should have made it 2-0 to Fulham. Tankovic did brilliant there, but it's a more recognised striker now. Darren Bent is leading the line for Fulham. I'll give you a full rundown of the teams in just a moment here at Old Trafford. Ashley Young has possession on the left-hand side. Gives it to Everett. Those two linked up innumerable occasions during the first half. Rooney now gets involved in the left wing. Holtby tries to tackle him. Manchester United have to turn. And it's Carrick now in a more defensive midfield location. But he edges his way forward, close to the penalty area now. Mata, the option who sends it outside of the left boot to Raphael. Neat turn on the edge of the box. Crosses in far too deep, bounces once and goes out for a goal kick.
That's 47 crosses. That's true. And the thing about it is, you know, that really is typified what a lot of those 47 crosses were about. And when I was saying in the earlier part of the first half, if I'd have been David Boyes at that time, I'd have said to them, you know, come on, you fullbacks, you've got plenty of time to get the ball into the box, get it on the button, as they say in football, get it into the right area. That was way overhit by Rafa. I thought he might have changed that position at break. I thought he might have stuck Valencia on and gone for a more recognised out-and-out forward player down the flank.
I overheard you at half-time as well, Jimmy. You were speaking about perhaps playing Mata on the left-hand side, which would be a better position for him.
Well, just slightly withdrawn to the left, not right completely wide on the left. I mean, more of the left side, sort of left centre. Because then, you know, he's bringing his strong foot, you know, in towards the danger area.
Not a football to be played today, not a football to be played this season. But if, and I know it's a big if, but if Fulham survive, will we be looking back at today as being the big turning point? Are they going to win away at Old Trafford? Can they hold on for this second half? As a long ball is played forward up towards Darren Benton, he's beaten to it by Vidic. But the goalkeeper De Gea, when trying to return the ball to Vidic, completely overstrikes it. Vidic slid to try and keep it in play. He didn't do, and Fulham have an attacking throw-in and more evidence of an unsettled Manchester United.
Confidence. That's pure confidence, nothing else. You know, it's simple, really.
An interesting youngster is warming up on the touchline, Jimmy.
Yep.
Adnan Januzaj. Is he the man to come on and save Manchester United today? Manchester United 0, Fulham 1 is the scoreline. Let me give you a full rundown of the teams. David De Gea in goal for Manchester United. The back four, Raphael, Chris Smalling, Nemanja Vidic is back from suspension, and Patrice Evra. Michael Carrick and Darren Fletcher in central midfield roles, while Mata's been mainly on the right, Rooney to the centre, Ashley Young on the left, and Robin van Persie the spearhead up front. Here is Mata on the ball, just outside the penalty. Oh, he smuggles it out to Raphael. That's a glorious pass. Here comes the cross into the centre. Byrne can only head it straight up into the air. Van Persie tries to control. It's back outside the box now to Carrick, to Evra, back to Carrick again. They're not closing him down. Carrick turns, left-footed shot, way off target. Rooney tries to get on the end of it, and it's going to go. Is it going to go out of play? It isn't. Young has kept it in play. Evra, left-hand side. Manchester United one down here. Drills it across. Van Persie's forehead. Goal kick.
That was better. It's a bit sharper play, really. The problem with your Manchester United with Young, I always think, slight problem, then that basically when he's out on the left wing, he likes to come onto his right foot. That seems to be strong too. And possibly, you know, curl balls towards the far post or get a shot at goal. This time I thought he was a bit slow doing it, but eventually the ball came back and Everett drove the ball across, and it was very difficult for Van Persie to get his head up to that.
This is the Fulham team. Stekelenburger goalkeeper, Rita, Byrne, Heitinger and Rita are the back four. William Kvist and Ryan Tunnicliffe, a former Manchester United player, only joined Fulham last week. They're the midfielders. Holtby, Sigmund Richardson more attacking. Benton up front. Here's Ashley Young. Here's Van Persie. Cross the faces, goal and wide. And there was a chance as well for Rooney, who slid in, trying to get just the stud of his boot on the end of it. Any delicate touch at all, it would have been an equaliser. But instead, the ball flashes in front of goal and goes out for a goal kick.
Well, the price Fulham wasn't there, which will give Manchester United a bit of encouragement there. It was Mata's pass really that did it out onto the left-hand side. Good ball driven across Van Persie, and there's Conatore there. Well, Rooney must be no more than a foot away from it.
Manchester United 0, Fulham 1. Who was predicting this in the build-up? Full house at Old Trafford, 76,000 people.
Oh, well, that wasn't supposed to be happening. It's 8 minutes past 5, and I can tell you that Fulham are very much on the attack, but Sidwell, with about his fourth touch in the opposition half, has just blasted it over the bar. So, let me bring you up to date as we try and re-establish contact with Old Trafford. Man United 0, Fulham 1. Tottenham have beaten Everton by 1-0 to go fifth in the Premier League, above Everton and behind Liverpool. France beat Italy today by 30 points to 10 at the Stade de France in the RBS Six Nations, so it's 2 wins out of 2 for France. England's women beat Scotland's women 63-0, and Harlequins beat Wasps 11-10. Right, back to Connor.
Thank you, Ian. Apologies for the technical difficulties here at Old Trafford. It's still Manchester United 0, Fulham 1. This is Patrice Evra down the left-hand side. Good tackle comes in on him, and it'll be Holtby in a tight position. He's fortunate that he's not dispossessed by Ashley Young, and Ashley Young then just nips at his ankles, and the referee says, well, that's enough, and he gives a free kick to Fulham.
Yeah, but that's a little bit of frustration there as much as anything else. think Manchester United looked a little bit better in the last few minutes, a bit more purposeful, getting Van Persie and Rooney more into the action as much as anything else.
Fulham were not able to beat 10-man Sheffield United in the FA Cup at Bramall Lane in the first game. But here they are leading at Old Trafford. Stekelenburg's free kick goes long into the Manchester United half. It's just too high for Darren Bent, and it's picked up by Raphael, who passes to Juan Mata. Manchester United playing right to left as we look down, attacking the Stretford end. Rooney's got control of it, head to the box. Here he goes, shoots, but too high. He was just off balance, Wayne Rooney, as he swivels his body to shoot.
Fulham's defence, I thought, just got caught there. It was a good take by Rooney, but he was running away from the goal when he shot. He's running towards the corner flag, and he's hit it with his right foot, and he's put it high and wide. But that's a little better. That's two attempts now they've had in the last couple of minutes. It's been a bit more like.
This is René Mullensteen's 16th game in charge of Fulham. He has only won 4 so far. This undoubtedly would be the biggest day of his new career. The man who used to sit alongside Alex Ferguson in this very stadium. He won Premier League titles. He was there for the Champions League final in 2008. He says he keeps in touch with Ferguson. I wonder what sort of phone call that they would share, or maybe a glass of wine after this one. Here comes Carrick over the halfway line. Now Evra up in that wide attacking position. Not a bad cross, it's just too high for Rooney. Richardson has it on the edge of the box, and he cleared away. That's going to go out for a throw-in. Well, time and time again, whether it's Mata or Raphael on the right, or it's Young and Evra on the left, but crosses are just pinging into the penalty area, but they're not finding headers, not more often than not anyway. This is Evra picking up possession on the left-hand side, getting a look up, sees that Rooney's in front of him. Great first touch from Rooney. Now the ball in. Byrne is there though. He's done very well, Dan Byrne, and the ball is back on the halfway line with Vidic.
Yes, I just thought the two central defenders have done a terrific job. The two full-backs have covered Fulham as well.
Here come Manchester United again. It's been the pattern of the game. Intense pressure as Young breaks into the penalty area. Sidwell scoops the ball off his toe and wallops it out of play on the halfway line. And Fulham aren't even attempting to pass their way out of trouble. They just wallop it clear every time. They're bottom of the Premier League. They are fighting for their survival.
Of course.
And they're digging their heels in here at Old Trafford.
Yes, they are. You know, if they lose this match, you know, they're starting to get cut adrift a little bit, you know. They're fourth and bottom.
It's 5 live for the BBC, the World Service as well. Barclays Premier League, 1-0 to Fulham at Old Trafford. Ashley Young threads another ball forever on the left-hand side. In another cross, deflected down, goalkeeper's out of the air. That's a Rooney, brilliant save! Oh, that's remarkable! Stekelenburg has saved for Wayne Rooney, 7 yards out. Rooney's right-footed shot was going in just underneath the crossbar, and the goalkeeper, who was split second previously, was lying on the ground, somehow launched his tall 6'5" body to fingertip the ball over the crossbar. What a chance! Arguably Manchester United's best of the game.
It was an absolutely fantastic save. I'll talk about it in a minute.
Young's corner swung in, and this time Stekelenburg chooses to punch it away.
It was absolutely fantastic. How he got his hand onto it, I don't know. I thought it was a certain goal.
Well, he made 2 saves there, diving to his left for the first one. That left him lying on his stomach. And remarkably, by the time the ball had ricocheted to Rooney to shoot, he was back up Stekelenburg and he saved high up above his head. That is brilliant goalkeeping. That is going to feature prominently on Match of the Day 2 later on tonight. Here at Old Trafford, Manchester United fans urging their team on. They've been dominating in terms of territory, but they're behind on the scoreboard. Steve Sidwell's goal just before 20 minutes there separates the team. There was a very good ball from Holtby into the penalty area, and Sidwell finished it first time right-footed. Here's Evra, left-hand side for Manchester United, out to Young, right up against the touchline, 10 yards from the byline, turns one way, then the other Young, gives it back to Evra, that's nicely done. Evra's into the penalty area, low cross looks for Rooney, can't control it, and it's walloped away by Klis, and out for a throw-in on the near touchline, and Evra takes it quickly, and Manchester United are keeping the tempo up now, and there's the ball to the back post, Raphael is offside, and it's saved anyway. A diving header from the Brazilian. Stekelenburg makes the save, but the linesman's flag was off.
Yes, he was. And as you can tell by the commentary, Evra a moment ago, Raphael then, all the players who were getting all the room, and the 2 fullbacks coming late, and neither of them's really made enough of it so far, to be honest. Raphael there just moved too early.
Just looking around the stadium, nervous expressions on the Manchester United fans, but even more nervous for the Fulham fans, who just realise this is a massive, massive opportunity, and can they capitalise on it? Can they hold on to this lead amidst extreme pressure? And Stekelenburg has made a world-class save there to keep Fulham in front, but how many times is he going to have to do that between now and 90 minutes? We've played 66 minutes at Old Trafford. Manchester United beginning to throw the kitchen sink at things. They just relentlessly, wave after wave, come in attack. And this is Evra on the left-hand side, a whole host of substitutes warming up for both teams. This is Smalling now, bit of room. Can Fulham keep up the high intensity of closing down their opponents? Smalling, neat ball to the edge of the penalty area to Mata, but he never really got it under his control, Mata. He had 2 or 3 touches there, but he was always stretching, and it'll be cleared away by Holtby, who's having a very good game for Fulham. Just his second league appearance for the club.
Yes, he's played very well, I think. Composed as much as anything else.
Another long ball flicked on by Rooney to Van Persie, and he's run it out of play. Now they're appealing for a handball. They're chasing after the referee. Wade Rooney up in the face of referee Kevin Friend. They think the defender handled the ball there, Risa, as Van Persie tried to get on the end of it in the penalty area. He nodded on. Oh, it touches the arm. We've just seen the replay. It touched the arm of Dan Burn on the way out of play.
Yes, it did catch him. Also himself, I could tell really by the. Always tell by the reaction of the players, and there was more than one player there, shouting for it. But the linesman was in the perfect position. He was no more than about 10 or 15 yards looking straight at him. He never budged. I looked at him.
In his programme notes today, David Moyes writes that he thinks Manchester United are not getting the breaks this season. Has that been another example? Here's a cross from the left-hand side. Heisinger gets his head on it and puts it out of the crossbar, out of the penalty area, and it's cleared away. Not the best clearance there on the far side from Richardson, but he's got away with it, and it will be a Fulham throw. Manchester United 0, Fulham 1, it remains.
All the players, except the here, of course, the Manchester United goalkeeper, they're all in the Fulham half, and they've been there virtually since half time.
David Moyes has a word in the ear of Chris Wood, the goalkeeping coach. Sits back in his chair, arms folded across his chest. Is this to be René Mullenstein's triumphant return to Old Trafford? Remember, he was let go, not held on as part of the coaching staff by Moyes in the summer. Is he about to exact revenge this afternoon? 5 live in the World Service. Manchester United 0, Fulham 1. Evra comes forward on the left, leads the ball for Young. Back to a deeper position now to Carrick. 11 men behind the ball for Fulham, and when Carrick's low ball comes to the edge of the penalty area, Dan Burn just puts a hoop in it straight out of play. That'll do.
Yes, he will for the time being, but it's going to come back at them. The thing is really, Manchester United, as David Moyes are, be looking for something a little bit different. Give it another 5 minutes or so, then something different. That would surprise me if you kind of tried him. Come on.
Manchester United have lost 5 of their last 8 matches. That's a terrible cross from out wide on the right-hand side and straight to the arms of the goalkeeper, Stekelenburg.
Ray Wilkins, the Fulham,
yes,
he's now trying to really tell this place not to get stuck too far back in their own box.
Well, Darren Bent has come on as a substitute, and I'm not sure if he's touched the ball more than once. He came on 15 minutes ago.
No.
Here's Kvist in the middle of midfield to the near touchline now. Ryan Tunnicliffe, who tries to cross the ball in, but he doesn't get a clean connection on it, and it's easily taken to David De Gea. What a week Ryan Tunnicliffe has had. 9 days ago he left Manchester United to join Fulham, having not been given a first-team opportunity in Old Trafford. Here he is playing against his old team, and in front, and this is Rooney, just outside the D, runs into Kvist, who just stood his ground. That's not a free kick. That's a good challenge.
There's no
referee says play on. Risa tries to come forward on the left, but he doesn't have the legs. Fletcher gets it off him to Raphael. 1-0 to Fulham. Manchester United come again. Matt is going to have to stretch here, but he doesn't get there. And it's well won by Heisinger for Fulham. Played forward on the right-hand side by Tunnicliffe. Fulham get it back. Sidwell, Byrne, Risa now left back. For a moment, they can take a moment on the ball, because usually it's wallop it anywhere. This time he could look up and try and pick a pass, but the intended ball for Bent is intercepted by Vidic, and normality restored as Manchester United come on the attack. Januzaj is about to come on, the youngster with the black gloves, the long sleeves, the number 44 on his back, and a little gentle pat on the back from David Moyes, and the last few words of encouragement. Now here's the change, and this is interesting. Darren Fletcher is the man who comes off. So So what an attacking lineup now. Manchester United have got Van Persie, Rooney, Young, Mata and Januzaj all on the pitch. They've got a lot of cooks. Can they unspoil this broth to mangle an expression? Januzaj
he's in more like the sort of attacking formation I thought they might have gone for earlier on. I mentioned Valencia, bring Januzaj on a little bit later. But anyway, now I think they could afford to do that. Now this lad's a talented player.
18th appearance in the Premier League for Januzaj. He has scored 3 times in the Premier League so far. That's a great pass. First touch Januzaj from the right-hand side into the penalty area and saved by Stekelenburg. Great pass though to play in Januzaj on that right wing.
Yes, he took him out on the right-hand side. He's basically a left-footed player, but he likes to get the ball, get it onto his left foot, curl it, into the 6-yard box. He'll have a go at goal as well.
And interestingly, Jimmy, that puts Mata into a central role. And look at Rooney. Now, back where Fletcher was playing, Rooney is a deep midfielder now.
Yeah, he's going to, what he's doing is looking to try and get him into the game, to be honest. I don't think we've seen as much of Rooney as I saw in him last year when the team was going well.
If you're a Fulham fan, these are about to be the longest 27 minutes of your season. Manchester United have possession. Back with goalkeeper David De Gea. Steve Sidwell's goal separates the teams here. Earlier on today, Tottenham 1, Everton 0. France has beaten Italy in the Six Nations in Paris. Great Britain got their first ever medal on the snow at the Winter Olympics earlier on today. And is there to be another big headline in the sporting world created? Are Manchester United going to lose to the team on the bottom of the Premier League? Long way to go. Januzaj sends in across from the right-hand side. It's knocked out. It's goal bound from Rooney, who made a great late run into the penalty area, but it's saved. Saved by Stekelenburg again.
It was a good ball right onto the back post, and Young did well really to get it back into the 6-yard box. It was a good header back here to Rooney, but he couldn't get enough power on it. He couldn't really get the finish onto it. And Stekelenburg really just had to pick the ball up.
Well, we all know how Manchester United have been missing Paul's goals this season. So often he makes those well-timed runs from midfield into the penalty area. That is the role that Wayne Rooney has to try and fill now in this current Manchester United lineup as Young gets onto a ball on the left-hand side, but he's in an offside position, and that's a free kick to Fulham.
Yeah, they don't want too much of that, because that's a bit careless, really. And it's nothing worse, really, for a team when he's pushing forward if one of the players runs offside. And the wing player, too, he can see right across the other side of the field. He has the best view of anybody. Fulham looking to make another change.
Yeah, they're going to bring on Scott Parker, and that was not a bad player to be able to bring on, is it? He's going to come on in place of young Ryan Tunnicliffe. René Mullinson, who's made his point with his team selection here today, leaving out many established big names, giving youngsters a chance, and young Ryan Tunnicliffe has put in a fantastic performance on his Fulham debut against his old club, and a warm embrace between him and the manager as he goes and sits down. And now Scott Parker, who I'm sure will have been put out a little bit, has been dropped today to the bench, comes on with a point to prove into that midfield.
I suppose that's what René Mullinson was talking about. When I said, it's a brave decision, but that's the point. He makes the decision. It's up to him.
Manchester United 0, Fulham 1. Mata's on the ball, 10 yards outside the penalty area, slightly left of centre. Further to the left is Patrice Evra, gets to the byline. Crunching challenge though comes in on him from Sidwell, who's been having a fine game for Fulham, the goal scorer. This is Reether stretching and under pressure. Fitz just raised the hand of acknowledgement that he should have been more alert there. This is what Mullinson will be afraid now, that fatigue will set in, that the concentration will lapse. Fulham have hardly made an unforced error in the game. Here's Januzaj on the right-hand side, succession of step-overs. And dummies across with his left boot. Then he sends it in, throws it back, Young is there! Why did he shoot for goal? He pulls it back across the face! He could have gone for goal himself! Mata now crosses from the left. Byrne gets a header on it, and Fulham will clear it away. It's another chance, and it's another chance that's gone a begging.
It certainly was. Why didn't he head for goal, I've been saying? On the edge of the 6-yard box at the far post. A real opportunity. A real opportunity.
Here is Darren Bent, a rare touch of the ball for him, and he gives it to Reether on the right-hand side. Kieran Richardson's in the centre. Here's a cross from Reether. It's too far in front of Kieran Richardson, and it'll be collected by young Januzaj on the far side. And he's an acre of grass in front of him, Januzaj, and he quickly runs from deep inside his own half into Fulham territory. He looks like a young man brimming in confidence. He counts it at about too many of his teammates at the moment. Here's Raphael on the right-hand side. Back to Mata, 10 yards outside the penalty area. Lovely reverse ball. Raphael can look up, but the cross is poor. It's into the side netting, and it's not groans of frustration, there are yells of frustration from the Stretford end of the Manchester United fans.
Yes, Raphael's cross is a bit poor today. All the possession he's had, he's had plenty of practice. And that last one really was probably the poorest of the lot. Lovely pass, reverse pass, he's put it into the side netting. Real frustration as much as anything for David Moyes. We're looking down at it now.
Yeah, as that cross came in, David Moyes just dropped his head into his hands. I mean, we all knew this was going to be such a difficult job, an impossible job really, but did anyone think it was going to be this tough for David Moyes? Here is Ashley Young down the left-hand side. Manchester United trailing at home to the team at the bottom of the Premier League, and Young's cross comes off Johnny Heitinga, and Manchester United have a corner. Manchester United 0, Fulham 1. We are exactly 3/4 of the way through this game.
Yes. Chris, who got that ball away, he's done well in that central area, just in front of the two central defenders for Fulham. Corner though now for United.
Which Ashley Young takes, right footed towards the front post, headed on by by Carrick, but it was too high, and it's over the roof of the net, and that is a goal kick for Fulham, and it's more chances, and there's more frustration for Manchester United, and David Moyes is preparing a double substitution. He's going to bring on Javier Hernandez and Antonio Valencia, so two more attacking players are going to come on. I mean, he has to get a goal, Jimmy. This would be a disaster for Manchester United. This would be such, relevant football.
Yeah. Well, I think he could play on that right side. Valencia could play on that side. I told you I would have started with him today. But the thing is, I would take Raphael off. I don't know if he's taking off. Oh, he's taking Raphael off.
So Raphael will come off to allow Valencia.
And, I think that was... I thought he might have done that at the break, actually.
Ashley Young
used to being there. And Young as well. They've had so much of the ball. He must feel then that Everett is a greater threat than Young.
Well, Hernandez will now partner Van Persie up front. Matters in the hole for Manchester United. Januzaj on one wing. Valencia will try to be in the... He's got to cover right back as well, Valencia, but he'll be bombing down that right-hand side. Januzaj has moved to the left wing.
That's right. It's a better balance now, I think.
For all the opportunities he had, Ashley Young, he never really delivered the killer ball today.
No, and he had a wonderful chance.
68 minutes on the clock. Januzaj on the ball. Is the youngster to be Manchester United saviour? Lovely back heel to Evra. Left foot across towards the back post. We're queuing up there, but an important touch from John Onorisa sends the ball out of the penalty area. Mata will collect it on the far side. Gives it back infield again to Michael Carrick. He's got 6 teammates in front of him, Carrick. Gives it to Valencia on the far side. Now Mata. Manchester United flexing their muscles, bringing on the reinforcements, but are they strong enough to break down this Fulham rear guard? Vidic back in the team today from suspension. Gives it to Evra on the left-hand side. Infield to Rooney. Oh, it's taken off him by Holtby. Vidic gets it back again for Manchester United. Januzaj, chance to look up. Left footed to Rooney. Great ball in again, but Byrne wins the header. He's been immense. Rooney goes for goal, and it's well off target. He sliced it really. As soon as it left his boot, you knew it was going wide.
Yes, I think the other guy's already made a difference on this left-hand side. He got the ball there, and it was easy. He's comfortable on his left foot. Played the ball across. And in the end, Fulham didn't quite get it away. Bit of fatigue, I think, creeping in there at the back for Fulham. It came to Rooney, but not today. Shooting boots weren't there. He's put it wide.
Huge crowd in here this evening, 74,966. And Manchester United, their fans to go home disappointed. Is this to be a 6th defeat in 9 games for David Moyes? There's plenty of time, and of course this team, this club has been the masters of the late goal, particularly at home. Here's Van Persie, left-hand side, he's attempted to cross his charge down, and Fulham clear the ball away, and it's all hands to the pump for René Mullenstein's team. They're digging in deep. Even Darren Bent is deep inside his own half, closing down options. Controlled on the chest by Patrice Evra on the near touchline. David Moyes is out on the edge of the D, looking at Januzaj on the ball with his bright green boots, sending it a low, disappointing cross to Reether, who could clear it away to Holtby, to Bent. Oh, the return pass. It actually didn't look that far in front of Holtby, but he couldn't control it.
It was fatigued from Holtby's point of view. Bent's just come on, he's asking too much of him, I think. I think Mick Tankovic should have done a lot of running for them.
Fulham could have done with that respite. Here come Manchester United again. Mata, all £37 million worth of it. 10 yards outside the penalty area. Shifts it to the near side to Evra. The cross back into there. Flicked on by Rooney. Byrne gets a touch again. And it's cleared by Rita out of the penalty area. Rooney's beginning to get on the end of things. And then Vidic clatters into Holtby. And the referee gives a free kick to Fulham.
Yeah, he had every right to go for the ball there. He was charging into him, but he had his knee up. And but nevertheless, you can see the scored Holtby just under his armpit, I thought.
Ray Wilkinson's out of the technical area, rolling back the years in the tracksuit, and he's in the ear of the fourth official, and David Moyes is out there with his arms folded across his chest, and Johnny Heitinga comes over to receive an instruction off René Mullenstein, and the stakes are so high here for both clubs. Fulham need this victory more than you can describe in words. Manchester United really need not to lose this game.
Yes.
Something's got to give.
Holtby's struggled a bit here. He's got a real knock there from Vidic. And
but some of the United fans think that he's making a meal of this time.
No, I've seen the replay of it. He hasn't. But nevertheless, I think it's worth saying that Manchester United do look better balanced. I think there's more of a threat. I mentioned that just a couple of moments ago, that Januzaj coming in on this left-hand side. I do think this lad's a real talent. And, I saw him play in a pre-season game this year. And I thought then, he played it more at the centre of the field. Lovely balance, moves well, knows what he's doing.
Holtby is just walking to the touchline. I presume he'll be okay to continue. They wouldn't want to lose him. I mean, brilliant ball into the penalty area for the assist for Sidwell's goal in the first half, and he's had a very good game. The man on loan for Spurs.
When they go off, when he's got a knock there in his ribs there, I don't know whether he's going to be fit to continue, really.
Temporarily, Fulham are down to 10 men, holding on, clinging on to their 1-0 lead. And boy, they've come close on many occasions this afternoon to losing that lead. Stekelenburg makes some, no exaggeration, world-class saves. Carrick plays it forward, picks out Van Persie back out of the box. Januzaj, what's he doing there? He's absolutely blasted the ball way too high across the penalty area and out for a throw in on the far side.
I spoke too early and praised him too early, didn't I? Well, I think a bit of youthful, let's put that down to a bit of youthful exuberance. He's going to make mistakes. He's a young player, 18, he's 19. And I think the thing is, he tried to drive that. And
he hoped that it would go low and hard, but it went high and hard, and not so handsome. Fulham leading at Old Trafford still. We've got just over a quarter of an hour of the 90 minutes to go. And Januzaj, who's looked so dangerous this coming on, he's on the ball on the left-hand side, and his attempts to cross are thwarted by a challenge from Steve Sidwell. Last touch off the Fulham man. Corner to Manchester United. It's so tense, Jimmy Arfield.
Well, it is tense, and the crowd are tense as well. You can feel it. You get the feeling if Manchester United could get one, they could win this game.
Yes, there's still time for two, isn't there? Here's Rooney's corner from the left-hand side, played in, headed away though. Like this, it's actually by Scott Parker who headed it away. A good header as well, all the way into the Manchester United half.
They're not coming out for them, are they?
No, well, they haven't been all game, have they? They're just sitting in, absorbing the pressure, and so far they've had enough in them to absorb it. This is Mata, 11 Fulham players in front of him. He's midway into their half. He gets it back again, Mata, on the edge of the penalty area. It's always very much close quarters, defenders all over him, and Holtby plays that surely last touch off Mata. Yes, the lines would agree. Last touch off Mata, throw into Fulham. That's a respite that they need.
Yeah. Yes, I'm expecting a bit more from Mata today, to be honest.
Sure.
I think he's deliberated once or twice. He deliberated then, and they allowed the Fulham player to tackle it.
Holtby in possession for Fulham. Their noses in front at Old Trafford. Steve Sidwell's goal. 7th of the season for the midfielder. Richardson on the far side, and he's fouled by Valencia. Referee had a really good look at that and said no. So Manchester United comes forward to Hernandez, the substitute, who we've hardly mentioned since he's come on the field. Every time Manchester United's midfielders get the ball, they're looking for Januzaj, and he has it now, creeping in off the wing on the left-hand side. Low to Rooney in the box. Rooney trying to find a bit of... Oh, he's done brilliant there, Rooney. Gets the cross in towards the back post, just too high for Van Persie. Mata jumps, but he's not tall enough. Carrick now on the edge of the box, gets it down, shoots it low. and it hits Van Persie, and it deflects out of the penalty area, and Richardson completes the clearance on the far side.
No false goals to run those at the goal. It was Carrick, it was well struck as well.
Can't take your eyes off this. Valencia. Do Manchester United have a goal in them? The Manchester United of old always had a late goal in them. They didn't have a late goal at Stoke last Saturday. They lost 2-1. Are they going to lose to Fulham here? Bottom of the Premier League table. Here's Darren Betts defending on the edge of the box. That's not a phrase you'll use all that often in football commentary. Oh, that's a mistake by Sidwell. Gives it to Rooney. Now Matta's in the D. Ball goes away from him though. And now Valencia picks it up. And Van Persie's in space. And he's on his left boot. Robin Van Persie, he took too long. And it's blocked by Risa. And a massive sigh of relief for the Fulham fans. They're clinging on. They're like a drowning man clinging to grass. They won't let go. And Holtby comes away with possession on the far side. I thought that was the moment, Jimmy. When Van Persie was teeing it up on his left foot, I thought this is it.
Yes, that did as well. I thought, well, at least he's going to get his shot on goal. I thought you were right. He overtouched with an extra touch.
13 minutes to play. 5 live in the World Service of the BBC. Manchester United 0, Fulham 1. This remarkable Premier League season where we've seen everyone is capable of taking. I mean, yesterday Manchester City lose points against Norwich. Last weekend Stoke beat Manchester United. Yesterday Liverpool hammered Arsenal, who could have got top of the table. Here's Rooney, tries to thrill in another shot, and it's Parker who bravely throws his body in front of the ball, and it spills away back to the halfway line, and Smalling has it all to himself, and he's got Mata in close attendance, so he gives the ball to the Spaniard. Now to the left-hand side, to Evra, low ball in, this must be it, massive shot, blocked on the edge of the box by Reese, on the edge of the 6-yard box, back in again, that's it, Robin Van Persie, and you have to say it was coming. A huge goal for David Moyes, and it's 3 games for Robin Van Persie since returning from injury, and I have never seen a sense of relief at Old Trafford like this. Van Persie bellows both arms in the air, 75,000 people on their feet, and now is their time for Manchester United.
Oh, it's too loud. That's the trouble. It's too loud. Sorry, have we lost? Have we lost? Yeah, we have lost the contact. Anyway, Manchester United have equalised, and there's about 10 minutes to go or something, and you wouldn't put it past them to score again. It's been so quiet, you see. All the levels on our microphones have been sort of sotto voce, and because the crowd has suddenly got livened up, it's actually broken things. I think we can go back now. Connor.
Well, Old Trafford literally reverberated, and I think electricity circuits were knocked out and everything. That is the scene here, and a remarkable atmosphere in Old Trafford where Manchester United are back on level terms. 1-1, having trailed for so long. Januzaj's on the ball on the left-hand side. Sends it across, deep, towards the back post. It's going to come out to Carrick. He's there to shoot! Oh my word! The roof has come off Old Trafford! David Moyes is on the pitch! He's literally on the pitch, punching the air. Manchester United, with 10 minutes to go, have taken the lead. And from 1-0 down, they lead 2-1. This is remarkable.
Yes, if they get one, I thought the other would come as well. First goal was always coming, we know, but it looked, the longer it went, the worse it was going to be. But Van Persie was practically on the goal line when he put it in for the first goal. And Fulham's, I could see their shoulders drop a little bit, and the pressure of goal has come on, and Carrick's got the second, right into the corner of the goal, second block, had no chance of saving, and Manchester United, incredibly in the space of a couple of minutes, have gone to become 2-1 in front.
Well, what about that? Fulham's hearts have sunk. They're all leaning back on the bench. It's Manchester United 2, Fulham 1, and in the blink of an eye, David Moyes' team have turned this game on its head. It's absolutely remarkable. Here on 5 Live from the BBC, Manchester United fans who've been biting their fingernails, who thought this might be a 6th defeat in 9 games for David Moyes. And for a long time it looked like it was going to be that way until Michael Carrick followed up Robin Van Persie's goals. 2 in a matter of a couple of minutes for David Moyes' team. And astonishingly, absolutely astonishingly, Manchester United have got back in front. It must have been a remarkable game.
Well, it has, but frankly, I've looked at how much really, or how often De Gea has actually touched the ball in the second half. I mean, Manchester United have had all the play, but the point has been they look frustrated. The crowd were frustrated as well. But the thing as much as anything else, which we worry in David Moyes, is why couldn't they push it over? Anyway, they are pushing over. And now Fulham, well, they've got to try and do something to try and get back in. We've got, 7 or 8 minutes left now. Anyway, we shall see.
Well, we've got a delay on the pitch here. Johnny Heitinga is going to receive some treatment. Rooney is over talking to David Moyes. I mean, that was just a remarkable celebration. I think, we might look back at this as a moment for David Moyes. He ran onto the pitch. Now, not quite Jose Mourinho down the touchline at his knees, but he's a reserve character, Moyes. He ran onto the pitch, punching the air to celebrate that goal.
Well, the manager who lives there, he'll have been thinking about this game, yesterday, last night, the team and the way they played and so on. And it could have been one of those frustrating nights, when he was going to face tonight. And it means such a lot to the manager. Such a lot.
There's 7.5 minutes left to play. Apologies for our listeners of 5 Live. We're having quite a few technical problems, but we hope that you're all still able to hear us at home. As Wayne Rooney on the halfway line plays the ball over to Valencia. Valencia makes a burst towards the byline, gets in a low cross, looking for Hernandez. And it's cleared away on the edge of the 6-yard box. Manchester United 2, Fulham 1. This crazy, crazy game. And is there still time for more goals?
I think basically here that I'm just wondering really what Fulham are going to do now. They're the team that's really got to get back into the action. Looking down at René Moulenstein, he'll be a bit frustrated about this, but really in the second half, his team have been up against it. But now he's got to try and conjure up something else. Still Manchester United coming in. That was Carrick there with a shot which went straight at Stecklenburg.
This feels like a very old-fashioned radio broadcast. It was up at Jimmy Harper the Moat have to share a microphone. We're like backing singers in Bon Jovi singing into the same microphone. But as long as you can still all hear us at home, that's the main thing on 5 Live, where Old Trafford has really been rocked today. Trailing to that Sidwell's goal after the defeat at Stoke last weekend. There was a sense of misery in the air, but have David Moyes' team done enough to go now and win this match and restore some pride and restore some badly needed confidence? This is Januzaj on the right hand side, closed down by Bent, and it goes out of play for a Manchester United throw. So Rooney there's absolutely no apologies again for our sound problems here at Old Trafford, but there's no urgency for Manchester United, and they work it now back into their own half, and this is Nemanja Vidic on the left-hand side. The singing section have found their voice over on the right-hand side.
Yes, it's amazing what a couple of minutes in football can do. But Manchester United have had to play. They'll still be a little bit frustrated by this performance, even if they get through on this being in front at 2-1. Fulham now, are they going to try anything a little bit different? Have they got the legs really to get out from the back there? Because most of the time in this second half they had 8 players back in their own penalty area, frustrating Manchester United right up to really 10 minutes from the break. And now they've got to try and do something else, as I made that point. But really I just wonder how they're going to do it. They can't do it with the present formation.
Well, Manchester United, who are trailing to Sidwell's goals, and pursing up the first one. He's third in 3 games. Michael Carrick with a real stormer of a strike from the edge of the penalty area. Ever across the goal. Januzaj's shot is deflected down, and the ball spills out of play on the near touchline, and it'll be a throw into Manchester United. What must these Fulham players be thinking now, Jimmy?
Well, really, I wonder whether this has got the energy as much as anything else. Remember, this is a team that's not been doing well. They got knocked out of the FA Cup as well, in midweek. They've battled hard here. They got in front. They should have been 2 up. Richardson's chance, I think, will go down, and he's got to try and make amends for that, which is what he's trying to do now. But Fulham really have got to push forward. Now Manchester United just might be asked one or two questions. Let's see if they can.
Fulham cross from Richardson on the left-hand side. It hangs in the air. Bence can't get a touch to it. Now it's back for Holtby. Tries to turn. He doesn't have enough room to turn there. And a very well-timed sliding challenge from Wayne Rooney. Dispossesses him. And now Manchester United comes down the left-hand side. And this is Januzaj. Plays it into the penalty area. Gives it to Robin van Persie, who I think has run out of pitch. No, he's just kept that in play. Manchester United 2, Fulham 1. This is Michael Carrick on the left-hand side. Infield to Van Mata. Leads it off to Rooney. Carrick to Januzaj. Back to Michael Carrick once again. And Manchester United can relax and turn, play it back to the halfway line and to Vidic. It's all comfortable now for David Moyes' team. 5 minutes ago it was a very different story.
It certainly was.
There's Januzaj. Space on the left-hand side. Good low ball in looking for Hernandez. And it's cleared by Heitinger. And it's out of play down by the corner flag. That's for a throw.
And it seems, Conor, as though this Manchester United have still got the energy. They're pushing forward. There's nothing from Fulham at this moment in time. I'm looking down, and Fulham have got all their players, virtually in their own penalty area or in that dimension right across the field towards their own penalty area. So it's not going to be easy for them. It's Manchester United who've got a corner in that bottom left-hand corner.
And it's Mata preparing to take it. And it rolls it low. Januzaj back to Evra now. Evra makes the burst in the box, flashes it across goal, hits off Van Persie, and it goes wide. Almost a third from Manchester United. I think Hernandez might have got the last touch on that, but it's wide, and it's a goal kick for Stekelenburg, who made some fantastic saves today, Jimmy. Nothing he could do about the 2 goals.
No, he'd no chance with either goal. No chance at all. I mean, when Van Persie got the equaliser, I think everybody thought, well, that's it. I wonder whether Fulham can just pull one last ace out of the pack. Let's see.
To be fair, you called it, Jimmy. When it was 1-0 to Fulham, you said if Manchester United get one, you'd fancy them to go and get a second. And Fulham were just rocked to their core when that first one went in from Van Persie. And it was what, about 90 seconds later that the Carrick blasted in the goal that had David Moyes on the field of play punching the air. There'll be photos of that scene, I'm sure, in the newspapers you read tomorrow. But it's been a remarkable game, and Manchester United showing that the calibre they have, reminding everyone they were the champions last year, reminding that they can still come back and grab the late glory goals at home. This is Smalling in defence to Michael Carrick, gives it back to Smalling once again. Fulham, it has to be said, are chasing shadows now. They gave it everything, but they appear destined to remain at the bottom of the Premier League tonight.
Yes, they have. I think David Moyes will have learned something from this game. I think when he's playing at home, against a team where they're going to put a lot of pressure on, as you would expect against Fulham, he's got to have his team, I think, slightly balanced well, and that I think is very important when you play against home. Manchester United have got the players to do it. As soon as Valencia and Januzaj came into the game, I think Manchester United have looked totally different. Because the keeping Fulham's defence stretched wide. I think that's very important.
A minute to play of the 90 at Old Trafford, and the scene here is unrecognisable to how things were 10 minutes ago. Manchester United just playing the ball around in midfield. Many of their fans have decided this game is certainly won, and in their thousands have made their way towards the exit as Parker goes to the shot from a long way out. But the whistle had already blown, a foul by Richardson, and a Parker shot was miles off target anyway. But just for that sort of 15 minutes before the Van Persie goal, it was pretty much as tense as I've ever seen it at Old Trafford.
Yeah, it was tension as much as anything, wasn't it? You could feel it in the crowd as well. They were getting anxious. I made the point just before the game, I said, I think from Manchester United's point of view, this is a judge and jury match.
Yeah.
They're judging the players, when they're playing the bottom team in the league who are struggling, who's been knocked out of the cup by Sheffield United on Wednesday on their own pitch. They're expecting Manchester United to win this game comfortably, I think. But it hasn't been comfortable. It has in terms of possession. They've been very comfortable. Plus, there's one or two lessons, I think, from it.
Mata, Van Persie, back to Vidic, the noise swirling around the stadium, and Manchester United fans preparing to celebrate a victory which has been a about as hard won as any they've had in recent times. We have 5 minutes to be added on to stoppage time. Can Fulham claim a Fergie time equaliser? Doesn't look like it. De Gea to the edge of his penalty area, blasts the ball long, straight down the centre of the field. Van Persie jumps and doesn't get a touch on it, and it runs through to the goalkeeper's takeover. But another example of just how important Robin Van Persie is to Manchester United.
Yeah, he always pops up, you know. I just think in the matches I've seen him back, he's not the Van Persie of last season just yet. The layoff he had for this thigh injury, you know, it's taken him a little while, I think, to just get back to where he was. But there's nothing like when he gets goals, that's what will spring him into action. Once he gets these goals, I think it makes a big difference. We shall see.
Scott Parker on the halfway line, gives the ball to John Arisa, left-footed forward. Is there to be one last chance for Fulham, who've given it everything today? I mean, if they played this well the rest of the season, Jimmy, they should be good enough to survive, right?
Well, I won't say it's as simple as that. I think the thing about it is, I think they defended very well, but I really wonder about their attacking prowess. Here they are now with the ball.
Yeah, Larnell Cole, another of the youngsters who's joined from Manchester United, playing against his old team today, keeps it in low to Holtby, but he's shot from cross, he's headed away by Kimmich. And now Manchester United can break to the halfway line with Valencia, who's got fresh legs, it's coming on as a sub. He gets up to the edge of the penalty area, gives it now to Van Persie, pulls it back from Mata, they're queuing up. Mata goes for goal and it's wide. Old Trafford want to celebrate a first goal for Manchester United for Juan Mata, and they thought for a moment that might have been it.
Yes, it wasn't far off. It was a good run from Valencia. When he gets in the pole positions, he knows when to release the ball. It's just, I think, that shot of Mata.
Oh, mistake at the back for Fulham. That Persie's in to shoot. He lobs the keeper, but he's lobbed it over the crossbar as well. He was rolled out short from the goalkeeper to Heitinga, who wasn't ready for it, and Van Persie almost nipped in.
Yes, he did. That was sheer fatigue really from the goalkeeper as well. I think he would have just belted it away.
Well, 2-1 to Manchester United. If you're just tuning our way on this Sunday evening on 5 Live for the World Service, the scoreline really doesn't tell you the story of the game and the tension that's been felt inside this massive stadium this afternoon. Fulham took the lead early on, Steve Sidwell's goal, and they held that lead for over an hour before Robin Van Persie equalised for Manchester United, and then almost immediately Michael Carrick grabbed what looks set to be the winner. This is Rooney now, into the box, right hand side for Manchester United. As they go forward, crosses it in, Stekelenburg beats Van Persie in the air and gathers the ball to his chest.
Good catch by Stekelenburg. I think he's played well, the goalkeeper today. He made one wonderful save in the second half. Real top liner. The time's running out for Fulham now.
We've played 3.5 of the 5 minutes of stoppage time. We've seen, hang on, here's Sidwell, gets the ball off Carrick, plays it to penalty area for Richardson, good save to Gea, oh, it's followed up by Darren Bent, who scores with the header, and Fulham refuse to be beaten at Old Trafford. Darren Bent, the substitute, has put them back on level terms, and this crazy, crazy game has just got crazier. It's 2-2, we've played 94 minutes, and Manchester United have suddenly conspired to not win this game, surely. Remarkable. Bench header, 2-2.
I said just a moment ago, I wonder if they just got one more surprise for us, and sure enough, there he was. And frankly, Manchester United's defence were caught square. When the ball was played by Sidwell, I thought Vidic was caught square. The shot that came in was only parried by De Gea. It went up in the air, and there was Bent to head the ball into the empty goal.
And for Michael Carrick, from hero to zero, because he's the man who gave the ball away. He was caught in possession outside his penalty area. Sidwell was able to play that pass to Richardson. And as always happens at these moments, when something bad happens to Manchester United this season, the television cameras look at David Moyes in the stand, Alex Ferguson, I should say, in the stand. Right, we have now played the 5 minutes of stoppage time. Is there one last twist in this tale? Rooney to the byline down the right-hand side, crosses in. Dan Burn wins the header. Now it's Vidic back into the mix. He's put too much on it. It's out for a goal kick. That surely has to be that. The referee brings his whistle to his mouth, and Manchester United, who first of all thought they had lost the game, then thought they had won it, and they end up having to settle for a point. There are boos
at Old Trafford, and that is a crazy game of football we've just witnessed. It's finished Manchester United 2, Fulham 2.